Well, howdy doody. It's Monday. We're here for a Monday morning. We bless the Lord for every Monday. We will view our Mondays with grace and with gratefulness. Mondays, we're going to view them with grace and with gratefulness. Very grateful for another Monday, no matter where we are on this Monday, right? Good morning, Ruth. Good morning, Moon Crab. Hello. Hey, Janae. Good day. We're here for another Monday. We're grateful for another Monday, regardless of what it's looking like. It's Monday and we're grateful for it. Got to change our perspective and our attitude on the things that many people will see as negatives. We see them as positives. Monday, we get in the market again. If those people who are in the market, which is why y'all are here, you want to see what the market has. We here to see what the market has to give us on a Monday morning. Some of y'all been studying, preparing, and waiting for Monday. Here we are. It's here. We're here. Yes. All of us together. We're here on a Monday. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's see. I gotta get us moving because I was given some tasks. You know how the honeydew list usually go from the female to the male. It went the other way this time. I have a honeydew list, so I got to make sure that I'm moving to make sure that I do the parts, the things I've been told to do. Okay, I have to do my own things and do what I was told to do. So I got to keep it moving. Can't be acting up today. I got to keep it moving. Okay, so this is SPX 500 we're looking at right now. Hope everybody had a really good weekend. I did. I went to a funeral this weekend, which is always sad. But the good thing about sad funerals is that family members tend to come together, and it's really kind of like family reunion time. You don't need anybody to tell you about how that always happens that way, but that was good. We had a good time doing that. So that was a good part. And I got to go back to Tuskegee. If you follow me on social media, you were able to see some pictures of me going back to my alma mater. I went to Tuskegee, which is where I graduated with my bachelor's degree in engineering. I got to take some pictures there. It was like, oh man, it was homecoming weekend. I didn't go on Saturday because it was homecoming day, and I know what that's like. I went on Sunday when it was kind of like clearing out, but we were able to go through. I was able to get some paraphernalia, and wow, wow, wow. It was, I almost should throw on my shirt today, but I don't think I will. I think I'm going to hold on to my shirt. Maybe I'll wear it. My husband and I both got shirts, so I will put it on a day when we can wear it together. But that was good to be able to ride around the campus and see just even how the city has some new development. Some things are the same, but many things are new, which was good to see. Good to see the area having some development and that kind of thing. So it was good. It was good. It was good. That was my weekend. So let's see what the market has to offer. Turns out SPX 500 now is at 68.65. That's where SPX 500 is right now, 68.65. Let's look at where SPX was. Where did we close on Friday? Right, SPX on Friday closed at 68.40. So you're about 25 points above where it closed on Friday. Let me go to a little bit higher time frame so we can see what Friday's price action, which was banana. Friday's price action was bananas, but you see this was Friday. Opened up, we had a gap up open, came down and filled the gap. This was Friday. Listen, I told y'all about this gap fill play every day. It does it almost every day. Gap up, come down, fill the gap, turns around and goes back up. This gap fill play is a repeat over and over and over. I keep talking about it. You think I would trade it, right? Anyway, gap fill. It's gonna fill the gap, which is what it did, and then turned around and ran back up, hit a place of resistance at about 68.62. And then pull back and close at 68.40. So there is definitely some resistance in the area where we are right now. Actually, in the area of that 68.65 area, there is some resistance. You can tell even by these rejections here that there is some resistance in this zone, even as we speak, and that's where price currently is in this same area. All right. So that was Friday. let's go on and talk about what today has to offer. All right. So the VIX this morning is at 1753. Let me adjust this a little bit so everybody can see things just as clearly as possible. This is SPX we're talking about. That's SPX. But that same gap fill play works on SPX, SPY, generally triple Q. Those three that you can run that pre-market gap trade almost every day on those indices, SPX, SPY, and triple Q. Many people don't see it because they're zoomed in so close that to the 5 minute, 15 minute, you don't see. If you pull out a bit, you'll see. If you go back and do some back testing, you'll be able to see that that gap fill trade, that same strategy works almost every day. Almost every day. Okay. But anyway, VIX is at 1752. Morning, Lisa. How you doing? 1752 is where the VIX is this morning. All right. Yahoo Finance. Kimberly Clark is going to buy Tylenol maker Kenvue in a $48.7 billion deal. I wonder if, now, I wonder if the people who stood and talked about how Tylenol caused autism and caused all these other things, did those people say what they were going to say in order to bring the value of Kenvue down so that somebody else that they may have interest in could buy it? All this stuff is strategic. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm really not. But I also know that the people, I'm not ignorant. So I'm not one who says people don't have ulterior motives. So people who stand up and use their national stage to say something negative about a company that you know is going to bring their valuation down, and then a few weeks later, we now say another company is going to buy them up. The timing of this is just questionable. Right? We stand on the stage and say Tylenol caused all these problems out of nowhere, because out of the blue, we get this conversation about Tylenol Tylenol is like the only thing that pregnant mothers have been told we could use. When I was pregnant, of course, my children are my youngest child is almost 30. So it ain't like I've been pregnant anytime in the near past. But I do know that Tylenol is the only thing that pregnant mothers are told they could possibly use for their children when they're pregnant or their babies. How come all of a sudden now, or then Tylenol was all these problems, and then soon after this announcement comes out of the blue, now we got this Kimberly Clark deal to buy up the people who make Tylenol. Come on, Cletus. Come on, Cletus. All of a sudden, we come out here saying it's got a problem, so the valuation can drop and then somebody else can buy them. The deal would create a massive consumer health goods company. Yeah, Kimberly Clark. Yeah. I wonder if the people who were talking about Tylenol got significant interest in Kimberly Clark. Do they own a bunch of Kimberly Clark stock? Do their family own a bunch? Kimberly Clark, I believe, is a dividend stock, though, so that's a plus. So, yeah, do what you will with the information. I'm just saying. U.S. stock futures climb as November kicks off. NVIDIA rises after U.S. approved USA chip sales, which is good. U.S. approves UAE chip sales. Good job. Trump, China, others can't have NVIDIA's top AI. Trump says China and others can't have NVIDIA's top AI chips. Okay. Besant says high U.S. interest rates may have caused housing recession. Potentially. That's probably true because people wasn't trying to spend them high interest rates on no house. This is true. I don't know if it caused it. It's probably a lot of things that caused it. But Berkshire Cash sets record as profit rises ahead of Buffett exit. Iran jumps after signing a $9.7 billion deal with Microsoft for NVIDIA chips. Tesla's going to buy $2 billion of ESS batteries from Samsung, SDI, over 3 years. Yardeni warns too many bulls put stocks on the cusp of a pullback, while Goldman Sachs CEO isn't buying the AI jobs freak out. Let's see. U.S. allows Microsoft to ship NVIDIA AI chips for use in UAE for the first time. Canadian quantum computing firm Xanadu to list on NASDAQ via $3.6 billion SPAC deal. Interesting stuff, I say. Interesting stuff. No matter what you read in these headlines, please go do more research and use objective sites where you can get information from people who are giving you objective information, who don't have any, no ulterior motives. Okay. You said just one brand product worth 48 billion ? Yeah. One-time meme stock Beyond Meat falls 8% after delaying financial results due to impairment charge. Yeah, Beyond Meat somehow had this what was it called? Like a squeeze out of nowhere. And then poof, soon as it squeezed or squoze, soon as it squeezed, it fell right back off, which that's always to me manipulation. And then next thing you know, it goes back to where it originally started, right before it's got earnings, delayed financial results. Yeah, okay. Moving on. The pre-market Dow futures are red, down 34 points. S&P futures, $19. NASDAQ futures is up 162. Oil and 10-year bonds are both green. S&P 500 futures rise to start November trading. This is the first trading day of November. So, we ended October on Friday with Halloween, and we're opening November today. And in Europe, we've got 3 green and 2 red. FTSE and CAC are both red, while Stock 600, DAX, and FTSE Milano are green. European markets start the new trading month higher. Auto stocks rise 1.8%. Asia, everything is green over there. Asia Pacific markets climb as China PMI data misses expectation. Kospi hits new records. Let's look at crypto. Crypto's all red. Bitcoin is at 107,000. Ethereum 3714. Solana 175. Dogecoin 0.17 and XRP 241. What do we have down here? Kimberly Clark agrees to buy Tylenol owner Kinvu in a $48.7 billion deal. Yeah, so Kinvu, of course, owns more than Tylenol. They do more than Tylenol, but it's just that's one of the things they do. Okay. Kinvu does more than just Tylenol, but I'm more surprised there's not one of those, you know how when one company gets too much of a thing and they call it, I can't think of the word of it, when they get like too much market share in a particular product, and they call not antitrust. Is that what I'm thinking of? What's the word when one company has too much market share of a thing? It might be antitrust. But if y'all know the word, y'all help me. I'm surprised Kimberly Clark isn't being monopoly. That's another word for sure. A monopoly. That's definitely a word. Nvidia shares are up 2% in pre-market as the proven thing in the UAE. Berkshire operating earnings jump 34%. Buffett buys back no stock, raises cash hoard to $381 billion. Antitrust per a monopoly. Yeah, I was thinking antitrust, but monopoly works too. That's what I'm thinking. I'm surprised if they're going to $48.7 billion deal. If Kimberly Clark's going to have that much of a market share, is that going to potentially be antitrust? Because Kimberly Clark's competitor is the people who make, was it Procter and Gamble? Aren't they like competitors, Kimberly Clark and Procter and Gamble? I remember I worked for a company. I worked for a diaper manufacturer, Weyerhaeuser, and Weyerhaeuser, we made the store brand diapers. So, you have Kimberly Clark making, and you have Procter and Gamble making the name brands, the Huggies and the Pampers. We made the store brands. So, you go into Walmart, we made the Walmart brand, and we made the Target brand. We just made those. But the one of the technologies was the hook and loop on the Velcro. It's called hook and loop. And Weyerhaeuser was being sued by Kimberly Clark and by Procter & Gamble for that patent infringement on the hook and loop technology. So I just remember those two. Even then, Weyerhaeuser ended up losing, by the way, because they said they did infringe on the patent and had to pay back a bunch of money, the store brand. But yeah, that's why I was thinking about those two were competitors. All right. Okay, this is what I wanted to cover there so I can move forward. Okay. The data and stuff for this week. Now, remember, we're still on the government shutdown. So some of the things, the data we would normally be looking for to come from government numbers, we're not at this point going to get them because the government is still on day 34 of the government shutdown. I'm still in prayer. I know I'm not the only one in prayer for the people who are affected by the government shutdown and for this to just be over. It's time for this to anyway. Today 9:45 we've got final manufacturing PMI, 10 o'clock PMI numbers, 12 o'clock we've got some FOMC members speaking, 12 and 2 o'clock loan officer survey says tentative. So tomorrow we've got FOMC members speaking at 6:30 a.m. Market's not open. We've got some economic optimism data, which is tentative. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday, we've got non-farm employment data coming at 8:15. This is before the market opens. Final services PMI data will come at 9:45 and 10 o'clock. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. Thursday, we've got Challenger job cuts. That's at 7:30 before the market opens. Natural gas storage, a bunch of FOMC members speaking on Thursday. And then on Friday, we have some unemployment things that we are tentative to receive if we, if the government, we're back open. University of Michigan data will come because that's not government based, and then consumer credit and those kind of things. So basically the data is still being impacted until, even if they do open back up, it's still going to take some time to aggregate the data and do all there is to do. So basically still we trade what we see. As usual, trade what you see. Okay. Investing.com for today has PMI at 9:45, ISM manufacturing employment, 10 o'clock. ISM manufacturing PMI, this is 10 o'clock data. 3-month bill auction at 11:30, 6-month at 11:30. Daily is speaking from the FOMC at 12 o'clock. 2 o'clock, Cook is going to speak. Isn't that the lady who they were trying to get rid of? She's going to speak at 2 o'clock. Okay. That's what's coming on today. Okay. Today. Let's go see what Adam had to say this morning. Before we go there, let me go to earnings. Let me go there first. We got a lot of earnings. That made that way too big. No. Got excited. Got a little too excited. Let me put it where I was moving my hand so I could see all the people that were having earnings. Okay, move this so I'm out of the way. There we go. This morning we've got Cipher Mining, On Semi, Berkshire Hathaway, Fubo, Freshpet, Bruker, BioNTech, Axum, IDEXX Labs, and Liquidia. That's all this morning before market opens. Today after close, ding, 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 Palantir is having earnings today after the market closes. Hims and Hers, which we haven't heard much about them recently. They were all the rave maybe a month or so ago. Now it's like, who? Hims and Hers is also aftermarket today. Navitas, BWXT, Goodyear, the Clorox Company, Fabrinet, Diamondback, Vertex, and Sarepta is all today. Palantir, I'm sure, is being anticipated. Maybe Hims and Hers. So that's all today after close. Tomorrow morning before the open, Uber, Spotify, Shopify, both of those. Energy Fuels, Hut 8, I think that's a mining thing too. Pfizer is there. Pharmaceuticals, BP, and Race, which is Porsche, right? Vital Farms, and looks like Stanley, Black & Decker is all tomorrow morning before the market opens. Tuesday after market close, AMD, I'm sure that's being anticipated. Arista, Supermicro, SMCI, then probably anticipated. Astera Labs, Beyond Meat, Mara is tomorrow after close. Kinross, Exxon, Upstart, and Kava. Wednesday morning before open, Novo Nordisk, McDonald's, Unity, Humana, DigitalOcean, Kamiko, AES, Recursion, Johnson Controls, and Fiverr. Wednesday after close, Robin Hood, another one's probably anticipated. AppLovin, IonQ, AMC. We used to trade AMC all the time. The premiums on AMC were always really good. I may have to look at them again. They were really good for like cash secure puts and covered calls because their premiums were decent. Qualcomm, most probably anticipated. Dutch Brothers, Figma, ARM coming on through, another Snap Incorporated. This is the other Snap, not the one where people are getting their food taken away. Duolingo is also here. Thursday morning, we got Celsius, D-Wave, ConocoPhillips, BCE, Vistra Energy, Oscar. Oscar is the medical one, right? Isn't Oscar the telehealth one? That may be anticipated. I have some Oscar. AstraZeneca, Datadog, Warner Brothers, Discovery. Datadog might be being anticipated too. That data is becoming a real big thing. Aspen Aerogels. Thursday after close, the trade desk open. Iris Energy, MP Materials, SoundHound. Yes, SoundHound. DraftKings, New Scale, InnoData, Archer. Archer is the air, like the Uber of the air, right? Isn't that Archer? And Airbnb. Friday morning, we got Constellation Brands, First Dibs, Wendy's, Canopy Growth, American something. What is this? AXL, so American Axle. Then Anglo Gold is on Friday after close. BAM, I'm not sure what that stands for. Fluor, FLUOR, Six Flags, and DK is also Friday. We got a lot of earnings coming through this week. All right. So definitely trade wisely if you're looking for some things. Now, if you're trading as a seller, either put your trade on and close it before earnings, because earnings is a binary event. It could pop or drop, and you don't want your credit spread to be in the way. Or wait till after the earnings call, after it's delivered, and then ride the wave after earnings. If you're in shares, you don't have to worry about that as much because there's no time horizon on shares, but you kind of want to be on the right side. So that way, if you're buying and it pops, then great. If you're buying and it drops, you can maybe buy some more. So there's, kind of all in what your long-term goal is. Good morning, Will. All in what your long-term goal is as far as your shares go. Okay. There's that for earnings. Let's talk about what Adam has. Adam Mancini on Twitter. Thank you so much, sir, for your diligence. We appreciate your diligent efforts with your technical analysis. Yes, we do. Clean follow through in SPX Friday afternoon. The 68.21 reclaim Thursday's low was a long trigger posted live. The targets were 68.45 or 46, 68.63, and we hit 60. That should be an 8 if it's not an 8. 68.63 3 times since then. Huge resistance, takes time. Hold your runners. Is that a 9 or an 8? Let me go look to make sure. I need to go see. That should be an 8. 68.63 is what that should be, not a 9. Okay. That should be an 8. 68.63 3 times. The plan is 68.77, 68.82, 68.94 are up next above. 68.58 is weak. 68.47, watch for traps. Those are your supports. Okay. Put these numbers on your chart. Dun, dun, dun. Put these numbers on your chart. Boom, boom, boom. Put these numbers on your chart. 68.77, 82, 94 if you're going up. Okay. If you're going down, 68.58, 68.47 are your supports. So price can drop down to those supports and turn and rally. We do see some of the similar actions within SPX, right? Even though when it's happening, we get real nervous because is it going to stop and turn and burn? What is it going to do? Is it going to keep dropping? And because you can't tell because SPX has a mind of its own, right? XSP range is from 682 to 690. You could probably even go with 684 to 690 if you're trading XSP. 684 is probably your best support. It shows here with the 68.47 where Adam says watch your traps. That's probably a better support there, 684. But 682, if you did 682 as your put credit spread, you definitely would be in good shape if it dropped to 684. The gap between SPX and ES is about 30 points. All right. So if you're looking at Adam's tweets through the day, you can subtract 30 points from what his numbers are, and those will give you your SPX numbers. Okay. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about I'm gonna go here first and then I'll go there. Last month, so I did a few videos in the month of October where I did some weekly like replay videos or recap videos and showed you how things were going along the way. And then at the end of the month I had stuff going, so I didn't have no recap videos. But this is my monthly results for the month of October. The month turned out to be okay. Turned out okay for the month. Y'all know my August was not Augustin. It was looking really bad. But we made a nice little recovery back, fine tune. We didn't necessarily fine tune the strategy, just really implemented the strategy as we see it. And you trade what you see, as I always say. Trade what we see. We're pared down. You don't have to be trade all day long. You can take 2, maybe 3 good trades per day and really do well. We expanded the membership as far as trades, in that we started doing some 1 DTE trades, so overnight, and we added IWM. So we're getting large cap and small cap. Those things together have really helped. Janae said, back in the saddle again. Yes, as a membership, we rocking on, because it ain't just me, it's us. I'm committed to the people who are in my membership. The Lord told me early in 2025 to focus on the people who were focused on me, to ride with the people who was riding with me. And that's what I've done. I've focused my energy and efforts on getting myself profitable and getting the people who are with me profitable. And I believe we've done okay. We're better this year than we were any other year. All the pieces have really started to fall into place very well. And we fine-tuned it and really increased our focus. So that way we're not looking all over the place at stuff. We're looking at 1 or 2 things, and we've got some very clear criteria for when we enter, criteria for when we exit. We can look back and clearly see where we should have done. When it don't go well, we can point right back and say, this right here is where we missed it. We're not wondering anymore, like, I wonder what happened. No, we're not wondering what happened. We can look right, and we can look back quick, because we were in the middle of a trade on Friday. We're in the trade on Friday going, now we should have been gone back an hour ago. We should have been gone an hour and a half ago. And then we're like, okay, now we know. Let's bounce. Let's bounce and let's turn this around and ride the rest of the day and make our money back. And that's what we did. Some of us still ended up with a little bit of loss on the day, but we definitely made some of that money back. Okay. Some of it back. Okay. So this is how it was. Now, coming up, I'm in the process now of preparing all the things to be able to offer a free 7-day trial in the membership, because people have asked me about being able, like, can I get a trial in the membership? And up until very recently, I've always had to say no, because I didn't have a means to allow the trial. And then when people decided they didn't want it, then we would untrial you. I didn't have a means to do that, but that's been fixed. So now I want you to be able to see it. And if you see and you want to, if you see and stay, you can stay. But if you see and you don't want to stay, you need to be able to exit it in such a way that's not manual. I don't need to manually watch and see who's in and who's not, because I don't have the bandwidth for that. So it needs to happen in an automated fashion. And we got that figured out. Okay. So coming real soon. Look for it in the next couple of days. And I put a post on my social media and in my Telegram groups. So there's that. All right. I'm even going to offer a little bit of an affiliate. I'm really kind of thinking about how much of that we want to do, but I'm going to offer that as well, so that when you introduce other people to, Educator to Trader and to our membership, that benefits you as well. All right. I want when you see something you like, you tell people about it. I want you to get some benefit out of that too. So that's all of that. Who are you thanking? Me as your Kenyan friend? Am I Kenyan? I don't know. Are you talking to me? Yes, if you're talking to me, you're welcome. I don't know if you're talking to me. So, yeah, okay, that's what's coming up real soon. We're gonna get it. We're gonna have that. We're gonna have something for you in the next few days, actually. So look for that to be coming real soon. Okay. All right. All right. So, I hadn't done these in a few weeks, but I am going. I did this for this week. All right, for this week, we do have a list of some trades that if you'd like to jump in on some trades for this week, I am in. Oh, brother Will. I was like, okay, yeah, okay, cool. Yes, Will and you did go together. Well, not together, but y'all been at the same place. There we go. Some of these I'm trading based on Peakbot because I'm still letting Peakbot do my automated trading. So there's that. But some of these came off the Peakbot watch list, like Procter and Gamble is there and as off the watch list. And I want to say Apple came off the Peakbot. I'm not personally trading Apple this week, but it is on the put credit spread side. And I think the other ones are mine. Costco, Amazon Gold, Google, maybe Microsoft also. One more. I can't remember which one. One of these is there's one on each side, a couple of them, but these are the things that I'm trading via Peakbot. This is the list for the week. I'll put them on social media too if you follow me on social media. And if you aren't following me on social media, you should be. All right. While I'm here, go ahead, like and subscribe to the video. Do all the stuff to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. All the stuff that you should do when you're on with people on YouTube. Go ahead and do that, right? And follow me in all the places on social media. I'm an educator to trader, all the places. Make sure you're following me and not some stranger who's asking you to give them money to do crypto, because that's not me. Anybody who's asking you to do money and stuff on crypto is not your girl. That is not me. Okay. Okay. That's not me. Let me remove this and let's go look at some charts real quick before we land the plane. Oh, Vinod says Amazon news is causing the market to pop a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so this is SPY. SPY closed on Friday at 681.99, right at 682. It is currently at 684.99 or 685. So it's up about $3. SPY is up about $3 in the pre-market. So a little bit of gap up open is anticipated. We're about 30 minutes from the market opening though, so keep that in mind, okay? Close on Triple Q on Friday, 629.22. It's currently at 634, so that's about $5, almost $6 up from Friday. Another gap up opening there is anticipated. Again, we're about 30 minutes from the market opening, so keep that in mind. IWM closed on Friday at 246.27. It's currently at 246.08, so kind of in the same place where it was on Friday. No complaint there. I want my trade to be sitting pretty when the market opens. Don't be trying to go too far. IWM, fine with us. We do IWM as a 1 DTE or an overnight trade. So we're cool. I'm cool with it, just chilling out. You can move during the day, but stay still overnight, sir, ma'am, whichever you are. SPX 500, Vinod was just mentioning, is currently at 68.74 right now. 68.74 is where SPX is right now. Remember, we closed at 68.40, so it's up about 33 points right now. That is what SPX is doing right now. Okay. Got that. I think we're ready to go on to land the plane. All right. I covered everything I believe I was going to cover. Be sure to follow, like, subscribe, all the things. Let's do our Traders Declaration. If you are in the membership, we'll definitely see you into the chat. Otherwise, we will see you in the market for sure. E2T Traders Declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My account is growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen. Janae says, I miss Amazon. They just signed a $38 billion infrastructure deal with OpenAI. Oh, wow. Well, I think I have it as a put credit spread um deal, and I buy shares of Amazon. I buy them like a little bit at a time. I dollar cost average Amazon because it's one of those, Amazon's one of those long-term stocks. Amazon is not just a store where we buy stuff. Amazon is a whole real estate company. It is a data company. It's all the things, right? So definitely Amazon, in my opinion, and I don't think I'm alone, is a company that's a long-term rider, that it's worth buying, and it's worth buying and holding. Amazon is a good buy and hold. Okay. Again, not investment advice because I'm not an investment advisor. I'm just saying that I think it's one to be good to dollar cost average into, and be getting along the way. Okay. All righty, everybody. We're gonna do two things today. We're gonna stay green, we're gonna get this money, and I want you to have a great green day while you are trading what you see. All right. I will see you all in the market. Goodbye, everyone. Bye bye.